we can't do standing desks. We did standing desks downstairs for GSL first, but we can't do standing up here because we're too close to the ceiling.
That makes sense.
We can't do it.
Right.
That's also the thing behind us. The railing is too low. I'd be too afraid. I'd cheat too hard and fly off and end up. That's how I die. First casting death ever.
That would be legendary, though.
That would be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die of whatever you get if you shout too much. That's what I'm going for. Game 1's ready. On Triton, Dark vs. FanTaSy, who survives, Jake. Survives! Okay? To the round of 8. Let's find out. We're almost to 4,000.
Almost. Wait, are we going to do it tonight? Do the math.
No. Well, Dark. The answer is no. We are not going to get there tonight, but also, no, I'm not going to do the math.
I wasn't sure which note
I'm confident that with my math abilities being really bad, I still know that we will not get there.
It's like 3,998. You're like, well, I'm not sure about this one.
999, I'm like, maybe. Going hard on maybe there.
All right. So, TVZ. FanTaSy, okay, so TVZ, FanTaSy specifically, because I've played him a lot on ladder. He plays his own style like every single game.
This is the FanTaSy of the past.
Yeah, and it's actually to a fault, though, to some extent.
Because is it too wonky? Is it too, like, I know this exactly?
It's too FanTaSy. You know, like, you just know FanTaSy play, and you can counter FanTaSy.
Isn't it funny how there's people that play like that? You're like, oh, this guy.
Plays like him. Yeah,
okay.
He plays like himself. Yeah, like, Haas is like one of these
Look
people,
at you,
right?
you special snowflake of a player.
Caster.
You're a special snowflake. Well, you better be a special snowflake of a caster. That's a different genre, different breed. But, yeah, it's funny when you play certain people, you're like, oh, this guy just does this thing.
Like, the greatest example of this is Haas, because he does his own thing, but he's also really counterable because he does his own thing.
But also, he's very good at his own thing.
Well, you have to
He's gotten to find, for him to have this kind of visibility, absolutely.
Yeah, like, if you were bad and you were counterable, like, you would never play. You know?
Well, we just wouldn't see you.
Yeah, like, because you'd always get eliminated by someone way worse
You'd be invisible on the ladder somewhere.
Yeah, you'd be like
You'd be most visible on the Reddit threads and stuff, complaining about your ace.
Yeah. Yeah, those people like to complain, you're right.
They do.
All right, so Dark going for the double drone thing again. Actually, I've never tried this. It looks like he might get punished this time. He's going to lose one drone. Oh, FanTaSy.
Ooh.
FanTaSy messed up.
Okay, but on paper, FanTaSy should have had that work.
Yeah, he could have had both, and he could have blocked it.
I mean, that was cool that FanTaSy got away with it. Or, I'm sorry, Dark got away with it, but yeah.
Yeah, on paper, that could have been very messy. Also, not completely sure if FanTaSy even wanted to. Like, so sometimes he can be a little lazy.
So if you guys are just tuning in, Dark has not had the smoothest of days. Certainly not the kind of day we would have expected from Dark. Now, we saw him kind of underperform in GSL versus the World, and
yeah, losing to a laser. I mean, that's unexpected.
Tassels and no raggarts were saying that that was a fluke.
Yeah.
But so far.
I mean, the stars aligned for a laser in that tournament, it felt like,
That was, I mean, look, I think he should have been there based off his play as well, but, I mean, even the lasers admitted he didn't expect to get that far. And he played pretty well against Cyril anyways.
Yeah. I think he did better than he expected. Like, he was almost not getting in, too, like the voting thing.
I know.
He got a lot of votes, so who knows. I'm glad he showed up when he got voted in, because it would be kind of sad if you get voted in and then you just drop out.
Well, I mean, it's already exciting to get in, right? But then he got to the finals, and that's pretty cool. But Dark has not had the best showing, though, guys.
What is that, Tasteless? That building in the production tab, that Terran building.
I've never seen that before.
That's that building that builds those other building units, those big units.
Yeah, those flying Warcraft 3 heroes.
So, speaking on battlecruisers, because we have them coming up.
Yes.
A battlecruiser traveling light speed that stops instantly. Does it not just kill everybody inside immediately?
Okay, so I think I know the answer. So, in Star Wars, when they go to warp speed, people don't die inside the ship,
they
right?
Should.
No, because the ship.
The
ship is. They're all part. It's all in the same physics, right? It's like when you're in a car.
I get
and you're going 90 miles an hour.
But you feel the acceleration.
And there's a fly flying in the car. Why does the car? Why does the fly hit the back of the car, right?
Okay, I guess
I can't explain why, but it's the same reason. It's the same reason.
You're
Why?
right. Okay,
Right?
let's. Okay, we're standing on the train, right?
Yeah, we're standing on a train. Are we on
standing
top
on
of
the
the train?
train.
That's not safe.
No.
We're inside
we're
the train?
standing inside the train. If the train stops or juts forward quickly, what happens? You know?
Well, that's because you're saying then you would fall forward.
But if you're sitting in a
if you're
seat, you
standing
feel
on the
those.
train,
Right?
well, you feel it initially, and then the feeling of the force goes away.
Right. But if you're traveling light speed instantly,
Then you feel the pressure initially,
right?
and then it goes away. Just like if you're standing on a train and you're going, let's say, well, really fast speed, let's say 90 miles an hour. It's a really fast train, and you jump as the train has been going for a while. You don't fly into the back of the train.
But if the train instantly stops while you jump, you wouldn't hit the wall, no?
Listen. This is past my pay grade as a caster. So you're saying if it stops...
You know what I can't
You know there's people that study physics in school that are screaming at their monitors?
There's going to be a Reddit thread about this, like a physics thread.
Yeah. I can't believe these guys don't know this stuff. Well, we grew up playing too many computer games, guys. But I believe, to answer your question, everybody's okay in the battlecruiser.
I think everybody
But I actually thought it teleported, so it actually warps there?
Well, like, when you watch it, look, see it, like, oh, maybe.
It's teleported.
Maybe
There's the hologram of it.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
You're right.
Maybe? I don't know.
There's another, like, paradox about teleportation, right?
Is there?
Like, imagine it reconstructs every cell of your body. Are you the same person? Like, if it deconstructs
Oh, yeah, this is the Star Trek paradox, right?
Or, like, are you dead and then you knew you? Or, like,
so,
what?
like, if they teleport, if they take part of, like, if I say, beam me up, Scotty, and they beam me up into the space, doesn't that actually destroy the current me and make me the other me over there?
It's a mass slaughter
So
machine.
everybody in Star Trek who went through there was actually killed in the beam-up process and is now a new version of themselves?
Yeah. All right. Okay, so now let's go back to the game because we haven't been paying attention at all.
There's Hellions attacking Queens. But what about this battlecruiser with low HP? Oh, is he going to get it? No.
Gets away, yeah. So this game is going to stabilize. I don't think anything's happened. Oh, this Sling Run bike could be good. Okay, no. Just 2 aliens here. Oh, it can still be good. Never mind.
Yeah, this he gets to hit both areas here.
He's going to get a couple SCVs. I mean, it disrupts the mineral line, and I think he got, like, yeah, he got 2. This is nice. I wonder if FanTaSy or Keen is the better battlecruiser guy. That's the question. This battlecruiser is living life on the edge.
This guy's like,
oh
he's brave too.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
It was a bait. He's like, oh, look, my battlecruiser's so low HP.
Yeah,
don't send a queen to kill it. Kills it and then teleports out.
Yeah. Excellent play.
So now the new crew of battlecruiser people are in there now, right?
Yeah, maybe everybody dies in there.
Yep.
I have to check on that though.
See, I found another paradox.
But there's a type of that's a type of beam me up stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because it could just teleporting does not mean based on this thing that is completely impossible and is not based in reality. But I believe that teleporting is not the same as the beam me up thing, right? Because in Star Trek, it took little micro bits of them and then reassembled them there, right? Isn't that what the lore is? We don't know what the lore of the battlecruiser is.
Yeah.
And I'm not reading a book on that anytime soon.
We need a book on that.
Now, the fact that he did not lose those battlecruisers is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That's about the worst thing. When Terran is doing this build, the one thing you really can't do is lose the battlecruisers.
It's true. I mean, you give the Zerg all opportunity to drone up and not really care anymore. But battlecruisers are something you should always respect as a Zerg. It's just really annoying. They fly in and kill your bases and teleport out. Like, you just have to constantly respect them. They're like one of the best positional tools for Terran as well because you can use them to pay or buy attention for you to move your army into places where it shouldn't be.
Right, right.
Which is really annoying.
And considering that's one of the main ways you try to stop Terran is to get ahead of them before they get into the right position. Or at least have your army ready to engage theirs when they get into the desired position.
Like, see, he was being attacked and now he's like, oh, look, there's battlecruisers here.
So I've noticed that, at least today...
Oh, no.
Oh, hold on. I'll ask the question after this fight.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is really annoying.
Submarine nerds.
Okay, this could be really bad. Does he know? Is he moving it because he knows? Oh, he is. Okay, he raises all the depots. Shut the gates.
Is there a reason why we're only seeing 3 BCs each game right now?
I don't...
Is this just the way that people are supposed to do it?
It might have to do with when you move your starport, or... I don't think the magic number is 3, but maybe it is.
We've seen it with both Keen and FanTaSy here. I'm just wondering if there's a...
What's the starport doing? Is it just sitting on a tech lab? I think it is. I think it is just sitting on a tech lab, isn't it?
It's not making a...
it's not making any
unless
BCs,
it's making
though.
a reactor in a tech lab itself. I don't think so.
Yeah. I actually don't know the answer to that. I guess because it's just a magic number where it does a lot of DPS and it's scary enough that you have to respect it.
And then you still have time to transition as Terran.
Yeah. It's probably just that number.
I was just wondering, as you are the Zerg expert,
Well, the Zerg expert
If you
thinks
could
any amount of battle
take
cruisers
your
is
fist
annoying.
and pound it on the table and tell me, God damn it, I'll tell you why it's 3 BCs taste is so BS for us Zergs.
The more the merrier, though, for me. I'm like, why don't you just build like 30 of those?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh.
Ooh, nice fungal. I mean, losing Hellions not a big deal.
Oh, you know, this is actually a pretty good trade, though. I mean, Zerg's not really losing anything for this.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of why...
Don't go back and save them. Are we seeing a pattern here?
He looked like he wanted to go back and save them every time. Oh,
yeah.
look, the battle cruisers are here. And we're out of here.
Wow.
Wow. Isn't that incredible? Do you ever think in StarCraft 1 days that we'd one day have battle cruisers that teleport across the map?
I mean, I never thought we'd have battle cruisers in StarCraft 1 if it wasn't a TVT. Actually, they're being used a decent amount in StarCraft 1 now as well. There's a whole thing where you make like 1 or 2 of them in a TVZ because they can one-shot Scourge.
Oh yeah.
Not used all the time, but in this game, no. I mean, obviously the PC's a different unit now, but I like it. I like it. I'm sure that Zergs don't like it, but I think when you're playing the other end of the race, there's a lot of things you don't like.
Zergs don't like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Zergs don't like the fact that you can wall off.
Yeah.
If Zergs could have it their way, they would be like destructible rocks at every point of the wall, like just so you could be the most annoying.
Oh yeah.
All right, so yeah, I mean, FanTaSy is powering up. I'm very curious how this TVZ plays out because it's a different player. Keen is like a different beast. You know, this is not the same as Keen's TVZ. This is more like tank mech. And also, we don't see the Liberators being added on as quick, so I'm very curious how this one plays out. This map, too, is not a map we've seen too much. So, but it's pretty standard. The map is pretty big, though. There's also a lot of attack paths, so it's possible that...
It seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like if Terran does it right, they could angle themselves up and down the middle and get into a pretty good spot here that's pushable. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're right. But I think the creep is actually quite good, though, so...
In this game,
you'd have to take a lot of time. Yeah, in another game, though, I agree with you 100%.
There's a Nidus we're making.
Yeah, that's good.
Mr. Umpleby.
What are these?
Is that your last name, Umpleby?
It is.
Did you get beat up a lot in school with that last name, or was it okay?
There were people that really liked it, and there were people that thought it was you could make a lot of plays
you have the last name of the high school principal. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, and you can make fun of my last name is a sound. It's what Jello makes when it's dropped on tile. So I mean, I'm not.
No, Umpleby was fine. The problem is it's always a you, so I'm like the last person in every attendance.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like, literally everything ever. It's just last. Like there's nothing lower than you on the alphabet, basically.
Unless you're Mr.
Names.
Xylophone, right?
Yeah. So I was always like very last, if not like second last for
Mr. X.
everything. Yeah, Mr. Mr. X. But Umpleby, yeah, I don't know. It's just a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just asking. I approve. I like it.
You like my last name?
I do.
You know, it's much better here because it's like so fancy and unique. They're like, wow, that's such a such a sophisticated
Are you royalty?
name. Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually English royalty. Oh, where'd that one not blink?
Wait, here it is.
And this is where it kills all the all the
That's right, it shoots down all the corruptors and flies home.
Jokes aside, it's actually doing quite a bit so far. We're gonna lose 2 battle cruisers, but we got what, 2 broodlords for it? Uh-oh.
No, this is great. Get him out of the game.
Yeah.
He takes another one. I
See,
will
now,
work for the
if
swarm.
that was like 7 battle cruisers, all that would be dead.
Yeah, yeah. Everything would die and the base would blow up, and then it'd be GG. We'd be going into game 2.
Dark kills Dark. Dark kills Dark with his own battle cruisers. Ooh, I really love the Broad Roach play. I feel like we don't see this enough from Zerg players.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, if Terran's not on top of their game, they just come in here and start to kill stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Zerg players have so many tools that they can utilize that we don't see utilized, except for the very best players. Like Cyril uses them in Dark, and you know, some of the other Raynor. Like these players use all the tools, but there's a lot of tools on the table for Zerg. Especially because it's such a sit-back race, like where you sit back with these like big armies. You have so much time to actually do these cool little tricks, right? Like, what else are you spending your time on while you're sitting here with your broodlords and your spines?
No, I mean, it's really Zerg taking an incredibly passive approach.
Right. So, like, we should be able to utilize all these tools, like...
hey, hold on. He's just going for it.
Nice
He's
fungal.
Like,
Those tanks aren't going anywhere.
We don't care if we're in siege mode.
Yeah, now
I'll
that's a dead base.
losing 8%
Look at
of
this.
my health.
You see that Nidus? What was that?
Oh, no. Wait, where's the Nidus?
The Nidus was built right next to the tanks and then died.
Oh, I actually did not see that. Excuse me.
Okay, well, that base is dead, and he just walks away. Ooh, might get a fungal on the edge.
Oh!
Fungals the siege tanks again.
Okay, so this is one of the more awkward fights we're having here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
be
this
careful.
fight.
Now, these are in siege mode. He's afraid of the Thors, though. The Broodlords are not far enough to the right where they basically have to respect the Thors.
Yeah, I heard a Nidus go off. I don't know if that was an aggressive Nidus.
I heard it too. I didn't see where it was.
I didn't either. It's interesting to see so many Thors. I think Thors are really good when you get into like a Thor versus Broodlord Viper Corruptor army, because then you need something else. Like Broodlords are not good enough on their own. These Roach counterattacks are so good. But at the same time, FanTaSy has 80 workers. Does he even care? You know? Like with this many command centers, you can drop a lot of mules. At some point soon, he's going to want to sacrifice SCVs anyways.
Yeah, this is, I don't think it's a bad play, but you're right. I mean, SCVs are going to become more insignificant.
Yeah, like at some point soon, he was probably going to
sacrifice
with 80 workers. Oh, okay, we may be here. You know what? Let's talk about physics again.
Oh, you know, we're going to be here all night. Check my phone. What time is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, we're gonna have one of those nights where we can't get on the train. I love those nights.
Oh, it's fine. I brought my sleeping bag.
I brought a tent. We're perfect.
Perfect. No, it's going to be, I think, a pretty long, dramatic night, to be totally serious, because like the way that this matchup's being played out, BCs are not killing the Zerg anymore. They're just allowing Terran to catapult themselves into a healthy late game.
Yeah.
The damage is high enough that Terrans can get the additional CCs up more easily.
And the Zergs kind of have to play like this if you don't want to just die. So we kind of forced out into games like this.
Right, right.
Like where you kind of have to respect the BC, so you have to play a more passive game. And then we get into a position where the Zerg is not necessarily unfavored, but we have to play a long game, right?
Right.
There's no like mid
Well, there's nothing to incentivize the two sides to attack into each other.
Yeah, unless you get to super late game where you're like, I need this base, this one last base that's mining.
Yeah, then that's also very fun.
This is so interesting.
So FanTaSy comes in, he's like, I have multi-pronged mech attacks.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, this is really interesting. We have a multi-pronged mech with like tanks and broodlords. Did you see that? Oh, that was so cool. I want to dissect that. Did you see what just happened?
Tell me.
Okay, so he shot a creep tumor with his broodlings, so the broodlings could go forward, so that he had vision to knurl the Thors.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you said that, because I could have been like a dumb guy, been like, yeah, I saw it, but I really didn't. So that, yeah, that is pretty cool.
That was sick.
That is crazy.
I saw him attack.
That's such a technical engagement there.
Look at this. They dropped to not get killed by the Corruptors. Can
he flank that? Please, some of these Vikings don't just get home safely.
They're getting home. They're walking home.
The scariest moment for a Viking is walking home.
They got off the bus. One stop's too certain. Now they're just walking across.
Yeah, this is a bad neighborhood, too, for them.
Yeah, they're out of there.
So the Vikings actually got back home in one piece.
They're all still walking. I think they're flying now. Yeah, they are.
That was scary. Let's all agree to never land on the ground again.
Yeah. That was cute. The difference between what he did and what he just did, like what he did there and like a lower level player, is he literally saved like 15 Vikings for nothing.
Yeah.
Like he just landed them and walked them home. Whereas anybody else would have just lost those.
This may be a supply sack here with these Hellbats coming down.
No, I just wanted to tickle that spore crawler.
Just burn it a little bit.
All right, so again, we have this weird prong of mech. Tickled my spore crawler. I'll tickle your Hellbats. Oh, this could be
bad.
Annoying. Yeah.
You know, considering that Hellions don't give you a lot of equity later on, to kill these drones is actually great. He's going to sack these anyway.
He's going to get a couple of queens, too. He might even get the base if he wanted to. Oh.
Yeah, that works.
Killing rocks with corruption. I think that's what the ability is called.
Okay, Zerg's going to push up here. Zerg might be able to carve a hole out in the middle. Even though Terran's taking out the edges of the map, Zerg still has a lot of push potential through the middle.
Centers, though.
But the number of Vikings,
it's quite high.
He can take these out with Fungal and Corruptor, right?
Yeah, also Parasitic would be really scary. I don't know how many Vipers he has, but Parasitic Bomb, 3 Vipers. Parasitic Bomb could be really good here. His command center somehow is not dying. Is that a mech flank? Are we going to see a mech flank?
Yeah, the slowest flank in the game.
Have you ever seen a mech flank before in StarCraft? Look at this fight, by the way.
Okay, so this CC actually...
Hello?
Hello? Are you going to die? Okay, he's going to get with
I think it's gonna
Corruption,
die.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, you got it with Corruption. All right.
Took quite a while, but he did make it work.
We actually see the mech flank, though. It's there.
So he's going to do, I think, Vikings landing at the very bottom, right?
No.
No?
No.
Make him walk back. Walk back. You saw him do it before, Jake.
You don't want to lose all these Vikings. They're game-endingly important. If he does that, I'm going to call you like a wizard or something.
Well, you better get ready.
He's actually doing what you said. I thought there's no way in hell.
Ready.
He's doing it. What?
You're a wizard, Tasteless.
How did you know?
I'm from the future. I'm a time-traveling caster.
This is so important. Like, I feel like we're... it worked. You know what? Like, look at...
It's good. It's good thing I'm here for analysis, guys.
Okay, wait. He's going to do what you said. He's going to drop these again.
Yeah, get ready. All right. You already did the drill for this.
Wizard. You're actually a wizard.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, just go back.
Are we gonna
go back and attack the base.
He's going to get out of here? Oh, no. This is so bad. It's not worth the base. Oh, no.
Terran should have equipped these guys with a teleport, too.
And everything dies. Unless those Vikings somehow win this fight.
Oh, he's like, wait a minute.
What?
Wait, what? Oh.
Wait, the infestors are dying.
Wait. My eyes. Okay, so he infested, or
they're done. Okay.
He neural parasited those up there. Those Thors. We're trying to save the Vikings. The Vikings are now counterattacking at the bottom left.
There's dark tanks killing fantasy Thors while Broodlords kill everything else. But the Vikings are still alive. They're going to kill another base.
The Vikings got this.
What? How did these Vikings get out of here?
Vikings are actually the best ground units in the game. You guys didn't know that, but... oh! These Vikings are MVPs of this whole...
These Vikings...
What is happening?
Are they going to drop again? No, they're going for the Broodlords. Okay, that still definitely was not worth. I think he was a little bit ambitious with that Viking attack. I thought it was so ambitious there was no way he was going to do it, right? And somehow...
He did it, man.
He did it anyways.
He did it, dude.
Oh
That's
my God,
a lot of mules. Wow.
That's a lot of mules, yeah.
That expansion's almost gone now.
Yeah.
So, what does Zerg have as far as functional bases? I mean, I know there's these two on the left. I think they're both being claimed for now.
Yeah,
but,
right now, maybe none. I mean, he's got this one base with like a couple.
Yeah, the close to the bottom right, that one.
FanTaSy actually is a really good bank, but I think
after all this cool play, we're suddenly seeing the dust settle and that Dark has held everything off and actually has a real army and can push forward, and FanTaSy can't really push back against this, right?
Can you wait? Oh, were those changelings?
I don't know.
I saw like
I don't know what part.
I saw like 15 Marines. I'm like, why? Why would
they had to be changelings, right? I don't think they would be real Marines.
Well, the problem is like if you don't have health bars, so I can't tell.
I think Dark's just gonna go kill.
Just gonna kill him, yeah.
Right? I think Dark's just like, okay, I am the better player here.
Yeah, I mean at this point there's not much to contest. It feels like FanTaSy's just way out of position too.
Well, I think FanTaSy played this out pretty nicely.
He got those ultras out of there. That was cute. Oh, they're over here. It's like whack-a-mole.
So, Terran has quite a bit of gas, but not very many minerals left. Is not able to remake that much. Dark needs to be careful not to overextend, but I still don't see Dark really losing this game.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is there's not actually much here for Dark, right? Economically speaking, those two bases on the left are starting to mine.
Yeah, maybe a good counterattack would do something. Oh,
nice dodge that fungal, actually. If he loses these infestors, that would be a really big blow for no reason, really. I mean, look at the supplies, 194, and he's still 1,300 to 3K bank. I mean, if FanTaSy gets on top of these bases and then stops the mining, this game could still be.
Yeah, you are right. It seems like FanTaSy might have enough to hold this off. I really didn't think it could come back, but I think you're right.
What's the infestor count? If I know, okay, what is it? 10. Okay, 10 is scary. So this fight could go either way, basically. Okay.
Should Terran back up now?
Yes. Although if he
now there's nothing mining at the two bases on the left, by the way. So minerals are barely going up right now for Dark.
Okay, then Terran should definitely back up.
So Terran needs to back up.
Because he can start taking his bases and just get the best
Make like a few more Thors.
Right.
And come out.
And also, like, as the game goes on, it's actually just better for him. I mean, mules, he has like infinite command centers from what I remember, right? Look at how many mules that is.
Yeah, he's soaking up so many minerals from that outermost base. Yeah, like, remember, guys, Broodlords are slow.
Too slow.
Send him back to defend. They need that medevac boost. Can you imagine?
Oh my God, boosting Broodlords. That would be really, really disgusting. You'd like attack and then boost backwards and attack and boost backwards. They'd actually have like really sick micro capabilities. All right, so now this feels really scary for Dark. I mean, look at the income. Look at how many minerals are coming in. He can build 1 drone. Now he can build 2.
Now he can build 3.
Yeah, he can build 3. Like, it's so slow. It's trickling in.
So the worker count can be deceptive here, guys. Remember, mules don't count as workers. They should almost have another counter down there for how many mules can be coming down.
Yeah.
Just to put that into perspective.
Normally we have an income tab. I don't know where the income is, but it's definitely in favor of FanTaSy by a lot.
Dark, I mean, both these guys actually just, all upgrades are there.
I kind of feel like Dark has too many corruptors. Like, look at the air army from FanTaSy. Like, what is that? Like 10 Vikings? 15? Yeah, 10. Look at how many Thors there are, though, you know? What are all those corruptors going to do against these
Not
stores?
a lot of tanks. We don't really need that many.
Well, you want tanks to stop the infestors from like just knurling everything, because if he knurls all these stores, the game ends.
Now notice that Terran is actually right over on the right side of the map. The Zerg bases that actually are mineral rich are on the far left. So Terran needs to make a serious choice in that. Do I want to push all the way over there? And I think this is why we're seeing this Nidus play get spammed out, is I think Dark's trying to buy time.
Yeah.
Because if he can just stall out the Terran, Dark will end up with 2 additional bases that I guess he has them now, that are fully saturated and being mined from. And that can bring Dark back into a game that he can win. Because right now, Terran's army is a real threat.
Yeah, the problem with buying time is you're actually just buying time for FanTaSy too, though.
That's
like, look
true.
at the banks. Like, as the banks grow and grow, like, FanTaSy's happy. Because he can drop a CC and mine out that base. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, as the commentators would say.
As the casters would have it.
Yeah, I've been setting up on my caster lingo.
That's right.
But yeah, really still scary army from Dark. But if it goes one way, I think Dark will lose. Or even if it's a 50-50 trade, Dark will lose. Like, he has to crush this.
Yeah. A lot of that's just going to come down to investor play.
Right.
I think actually
really
FanTaSy should go for it here.
Yeah.
Notice he doesn't have SCVs mining these other spots. He's got just enough Hellions to hold up, just enough Lings.
Yeah. 21
sorry,
Vikings,
what are we waiting for here with FanTaSy? Am I misreading this? Does he actually want to just stay back?
I mean, like, he doesn't...
No, he's pushing now. Okay, here we go.
He doesn't need to rush into it, so he just needs to plan. That's the big thing. Like, if he rushes the fight...
Execution is key
Yeah,
here.
execution is key. If he rushes the fight and everything gets knurled, he loses. So he has to be really ready, and the infestors already have full energy, so there's no rush. Plus, once the fight goes one way, like if it's really one-sided, it doesn't matter you're giving Dark more time, because he's not going to be able to rebuild this army. This is the really,
here
really
we go, here we go. Preempted infested Terrans laid out here. Neural parasites coming down.
He needs to keep scanning. I think these 3 Thors aren't going to do enough damage. He is actually doing quite a bit of damage. Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah, he spams it down on the Thors.
Yeah,
he's
attacking his own Thors, and that gives them range. Not a bad fight so far.
Wow, that's a lot of Broodlings coming out there.
Yeah, that is a lot of Broodlings. Not enough. There's not enough buffer for the Terran either. Like, FanTaSy has no Hellbats to soak this up. Now there's only 3 siege tanks. He could probably rush this. It looks like he's about to. Blinding Clouds are going to be big here. Dark is going to crush this army. I can already tell.
Yeah, he's looking pretty sick.
Here it comes. There's nothing here. He's going to fungal the retreating Thor, so he's just going to take them all.
Oh
Vikings
my God.
leave.
Beautiful execution here.
Oh, he's shooting us down the Vikings. But yeah, all these Thors are going to go down for free, basically. Yep.
Wow, that was so sick. That was so good. Unreal.
FanTaSy kind of botching that fight. He needed more time to prepare that. There was no reason to rush into it. And there's nothing of significance where he attacked anyways. He just needed to chill. I think Dark is getting the army that's unbeatable, though. At some point, if you don't have the right army composition, I don't know how you kill this. Like, that is a lot of Broodlord, Corruptor, Infestor. Like, Infinite Thor is not going to kill this. Right? Look at how many Broodlords that is.
I think this is where Dark comes and just ends it.
Yeah. At some point, I don't even know if you can kill that many
FanTaSy's
Broodlords.
coffin, I think, has just been built, man. This is the end, dude.
He's clearing
There's
up all these
nothing to
bases.
stop this. I mean, there's Hellions coming across the map, but with the minerals that Dark has, he just remakes them, makes more drones, and there's nothing really coming here for Terran. This death ball is just going to continue to move ahead.
Yeah, Bank is out for FanTaSy. He's not going to be able to replenish. What is this? Is he going for a bio transition?
He tried to switch into bio,
Not
but
happening,
it's
my
too
dude.
little, too late.
Yeah.
And so game 1 is going to go to Dark. Dark will be 1 win away from advancing into the round of 8. Our first survivor. Survivor, Jake.
The first survivor, you're right. Advancing into survival.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, not advancing into survival, just not dying.
Right. Surviving.
I guess he's going to try to attack a... I guess Terran has to give it a shot, right?
I mean, he's not going to just leave.
With the minerals and gas that he has, but this seems pretty futile.
Oh, he's going to get a Viper? Oh, he disables 1? Okay, 1 parasitic bomb goes out. He needs to drop that.
Wow, it's a lot of damage there.
Yeah, he's still like not splitting. He should have split a little bit quicker there. The only thing is, like I said, if one fight goes really bad for Dark, the game ends. He does not have the gas to replenish.
Dark cannot afford to lose his death ball. The thing is, he's been so careful so far.
Yeah, he needs to be extremely careful. There's actually quite a small Corruptor count. He's built a ton of Broodlords now. What is it, like, how many Corruptors are we at? 11. 11 is actually not enough, I think. Okay, he's building 8 more.
Yeah, but a lot of these Vikings are very badly injured. We
That
could
is
have
true.
some more parasitic bombs here. We could have some more fungals.
Look at this spreading out. Oh, the Vikings are a little bit clumsier. Okay, not bad. He does have Hellbats, too, to buffer. Really nice control from the Vikings. This is really intricate. One fungal on these Vikings, the game ends. It's just over. So,
Can Dark Hail Mary this? This would be so crazy.
looks like he might.
He might be able to. It's all going to come down to this execution from the Zerg, though.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, not bad.
Liberator's going to kill all these infestors.
Infested Terrans coming down, but they've already killed off the Liberator, or the infestors that are hitting the neural parasiting those Thors.
He's going to leave with all of his Vikings, and he killed a lot of infestors there, but I don't think it's enough.
No, there's just no way to stop this army.
53 supply to 173. I definitely don't think it's enough.
Damn.
That one.
Well, this
Thor
was a
versus
great
the
game,
world.
though.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if all these Vikings kill everything, but I don't think it's going to
He's got
happen.
to go to that bottom left base and land him again. If we've learned anything, Jake, that's the move.
That is the move. You're right. Yeah, Dark's got this. I mean, he's... Yeah, there you
GG.
go.
Sick.
Really sick game, though. I think FanTaSy
Yeah,
could have had it
I
multiple
enjoyed that.
times. So,
Okay. Game 1 on Triton goes to Dark. I got to
Yeah.
say, these have been close games, but Dark is slowly maneuvering to the round of 8. Very impressive.
yeah, it seems like if you give Dark enough time to play his own game, he's pretty unbeatable. The only games we saw him dropping, or we've only watched him play one series, but the one game he dropped was really just a game that Keen controlled. He just controlled the whole time.
Yeah. Keen
So-
never made a mistake back there.
Yeah.
FanTaSy floundered in a couple moments, and then...
Yeah, and Dark capitalized on it.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Okay, we're going to go to King's Cove for game number 2.
Somehow Dark's pick, so I'm really interested now, because that is like the
Yeah.
mech capital of maps.
That's
besides maybe
right, and
Thunderbird.
that was the map that Keen went on.
Yeah.
It was Keen's Cove when Dark played on it.
Keen's Cove. This could still be, I mean, we just call it Keen's Cove still.
Dark also does rushes from time to time. He does crazy stuff, even
True.
though this isn't like the most rushy map. We'll see. The game is now loading up. Dark versus FanTaSy continues on right now. Dark with a 1-0 lead. If Dark wins here, he's the first player to move on to the round of 8.
Fight!
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
No player intros this time.
So, T-Rex Reaper. Okay, this has kind of got a comeback, so it seems really strong, but I don't know if Dark, like a player like Dark, you know, like this is
Yeah,
really good when you're a better player than this.
Sometimes when you see builds used against like the best Zerg in Korea, it looks really good against everybody else, but when the best Zerg in Korea faces it, he's like,
No.
no.
Yeah, he's just like, no.
No, I actually know this perfectly exactly.
So I watched
Pool and gas.
Cure recently play against Solar, and there was a bunker built in the main base. Okay, pool gas. I mean, basically everything I've said is irrelevant now because you're going gas pool. But he built a bunker in the main base and was really annoying with the Reapers on the cliff. But if you go gas pool, like, there's nothing you're scared of. I'm actually amazed he opens gas pool here. Clearly, he's done his homework.
Well, it's like I was saying. Sometimes Dark likes to rush on maps that you wouldn't expect him to do it on. Because in general practice, it's not that good. But because a player like FanTaSy may be tempted
Oh, it's Marine.
into this build, yeah, and this is not going to be the Reaper play. This is Marines. We have
This is even worse for Dark or for FanTaSy then. Like, Reapers have a play, but Marines do not have a play. He's
Yeah.
just gonna have like a bunch of lings and kill it. Usually, what this is like you send 6 lings across the map, right? You run around the Reaper and you kill a command center.
correct, yeah.
But this is perfect defense play. You're just gonna have 6 lings when the Marines show up, and they're gonna do nothing.
Right.
It'll be sad. All right, here comes a bunker. If he walls this off right now with a supply depot, he might have a play, and he might do that as soon as he sees anything. Okay, he sees the lings.
Oh, the lings can body block.
He needs to wall off like now if he wants to not just die. He doesn't. Okay, he might. He's actually going roaches.
He's going to try to bunker
Whoa.
leapfrog. Second bunker's being made over here.
FanTaSy might actually have something here because it's a roaches and not like a ling defense. He only has 2 lings here. Not only is the hatchery not done, so we don't have any production of it,
Right.
but he also has no way to push this back. He might cancel it.
Well, it seems like now with the third bunker being made, there's no future. But
now this is going to be a weird
does a
game.
Zerg have a counterplay? I mean, that's the real question.
Well,
the Roach Warren's done. He's got 2 Roaches. Ravagers could be inbound here. Are Ravagers what you want to do?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There is no other thing, right?
If you look at his gas count, he's going for Ravagers. So basically, you need to break this and push across the map and kill your opponent.
Nice.
Yeah, so you got to do all that. If you don't, like, it's going to be really
like
bad.
single-player win conditions here.
Yeah,
break their
that's almost
attack,
like
push
it's almost
across
like
the map,
a very
beat your opponent.
clear win condition too, because you've given up your nat. Oh, we said voiding it. This makes it a little really weird. We're getting into weird territory. Building a bunker on the low ground, that is ambitious. There's no.
Well,
he's building a bunker on the low ground. He doesn't even have a command center to defend. Why, Tasteless?
He's greedy. Well, here's one thing to note.
I bet he builds
sending the
bunker.
Ravagers across the map to get in the way of Marines coming back means he can lock Marines out. Oh, I'm sorry, he's not going to do that. I thought he was going to send the Ravagers.
I think he's doing it so that you unload the barracks or the bunkers because you have to go home, right?
Yeah.
So now he's leaving. Actually, did not leave completely. He should though. He should.
Yeah, this is just to buy time. It is inevitable that this bunker will be killed off.
Yeah, at the same time, I think FanTaSy's totally fine with this. Like, buying time and, like, building up bunkers at home and stuff. It's a lot of Ravagers, though. It can be scary, especially in the hands of Dark. I think Dark is one of the scariest players. The Ravagers.
Oh, that's sick. Down and dirty play. Landed again.
He's trying. He's trying.
Landed again.
He's trying.
Landed again.
Oh!
FanTaSy's so
Landed
good.
Again. He didn't even have to lift it off that time, but hey, why not?
That hatchery animation started as the barracks was blowing up.
Yep. I've had games where, like, my lings are almost visibly under the barracks, but they get blocked by the barracks landing.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're supposed to be able to fly under there because the barracks blocks for a second before it drops.
So does that buy him enough time that there's no reason for Zerg to try to counterattack? Is that what we just saw happen
I don't
there?
think Zerg needs to.
That was so sick.
I think a worse Zerg would, but Dark's not going to flounder by pushing and killing.
This is what I love about Dark is that he just knows exactly when to pull away.
Yeah.
So, nope. I'm not 100% guaranteed to win.
Exactly.
I'm a better player. I will wait for another opportunity.
See the fusion core.
A core of fusion, you say?
Yeah, another one. You know what? Every time I think about the fusion core, I think of your brother.
The fusion core dance?
Yeah.
Had to be that, right? Nothing else.
It's nothing else.
Like, I don't know why. I can't explain it. Now, the creep is getting spread out pretty nicely. The Terran is kind of back into this. I mean, remember, this was a flubbed rush.
It was actually okay because he canceled the CC. I mean, he built canceled the hatchery.
No, I'll retract my statement there. You're right. It was not like it failed. It denied the hatchery. Tempo-wise, Zerg is in kind of a weird place. Terran has the tech up.
So
battle cruisers are going to become a reality here.
Like tempo-wise, we're in an even game somehow. You know, like an early proxy racks into against an early pool, and somehow we're tempo-wise pretty even. I mean, the tech's advanced for FanTaSy. Dark has 3 hatches. I mean, it's, you know, reasonably even. I like the spore callers are already done, so he's already respecting battle cruisers.
Now, I'm curious to see the role that battle cruisers can play in a game like this when things are already off to a bumpy start, because sometimes techs that seem very natural and healthy can actually be totally ineffective.
Yeah. I think in this certain circumstance, it will be very effective because we have so many Ravagers. I mean, Ravagers are not very
Ravagers are just not anti-air units unless it's a Liberator sieged up.
Yeah, or a fungal battlecruiser, I guess. Then it's an anti-air unit.
All right, well, I mean, come on, throw me a bone here. Yeah. Or a guy who's just not moving his battlecruiser. Can we throw that one in here? No regret?
That is an
anti-air. A guy who has his battlecruiser on hold position, he turned his monitor off and couldn't move it away.
Actually,
that too,
I watched a clip on Reddit where like battlecruiser blinked across the map, and then we saw Ravager battles on the battlecruisers like cooling down.
Yeah,
and it just died immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was great.
That's satisfying.
Yeah. All right, 3 queens and a spore. You'd think that would be enough. It isn't. This battlecruiser does not care.
It just shoots lasers right out of its abdomen.
Oh, what are these drones doing?
No! No!
Okay, this is some amazing synergy. I really like this play from FanTaSy. I mean,
well, I've seen this before where the Hellions come in as a battlecruiser makes them reload.
The queens are in the main. There's nothing here.
Yeah, I think that's what he wants to do. Is he wants to warp those in the.
I bet we see a GG.
No.
I bet we see a GG.
No.
I bet we see a GG.
No
25
Raggarts? No.
drones. 25, and drones are still going down. 31.
I want you to know Darkest poker face in this moment.
If this was Scarlet, the game would be
He
over.
looks like he's checking emails right now. I can see his face. He's not phased.
He does look like he's checking emails right now.
Yeah, that's the kind of face you want when you're a real pro, is you're checking emails face.
Or he looks like he's looking something up for you.
Or not like me, when I check my emails, I'm like, oh god, I haven't checked my emails
You know what
in
the
weeks.
best part is? They can't even see his face, but we're describing it, you know? Like there's no player cams.
Yeah. I should just lie. Like, Dark is wearing a clown nose right now. I don't know why.
Alright. Yeah, I think we gotta see a GG. I don't think this game plays out too much longer. 35 drones.
You're such a pro gamer.
I mean, to be honest, 35 drones coming back from that is like really impressive.
No, you're right. You're right.
He's losing
and his
queens.
battlecruiser is going to keep doing damage.
BCs are still alive. Basically, we have nothing if we're Dark. I mean, we have a Spire that started. He's coming back in drone count, but...
Well, it was a little bit surprising that Dark just had idle drones there. He wasn't ready.
It's
not
play,
uncommon
though.
for Hellions to come in.
I think he didn't have enough queens because he had to have so many queens in the main that he had none at his third.
I guess, yeah, you know, because this was a rush and because the hatcheries were all slowed down, you know, the earlier the hatches get out usually is an indicator of how many queens you're going to get early on because they come directly out of the hatchery.
Exactly.
The only unit that's made there and not from larva.
Oh my god, he's just going for it. He's going to get more drones, I think. This was like the riskiest play ever. I mean, even if getting 5 drones for all these Hellions, I think is worth.
How about 7?
7 I'd take. I mean, like, it seems like a bad trade, but when he's 59 workers to your 70, like, every drone counts here. Yeah, and also Hellions aren't going to do much in this position anyways. So annoying. Is he still checking emails? Oh, he's scratching his head a little bit.
He scratched his head in that moment. Well, this is a frustrating situation to be in. I mean, Terran is just railing.
Another Yamato. It was a frustrating loss if he does lose it.
That FanTaSy is really keeping it together here. He knows, you know, the way this game has panned out, he should be able to come in here with an easier closer than before.
Right.
Dark is going to have to lean back into defensive play, shutting down every attack, and ultimately trying to find some kind of a lead after the dust has settled and FanTaSy has lost all opportunities. But
Dark is doing an amazing job, by the way, of trying to come back. Like, look at the unit tab. He has 76 drones and 6 Ravagers. That's his defense. 6.
Wow.
He has nothing. He's only building drones because he knows he needs them to come back.
The problem, though, is that Terran is going to muster an insane army.
And you're going to die.
And you're going to come in here and die.
But if he doesn't just
die... It's that feeling when you're like, I'm doing it, man. Yeah. I'm holding him off.
If he doesn't just die, he's in a pretty good spot because now he's at 83 drones because he literally built nothing but drones. He built drones before that base even existed.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
long
distance
ahead.
mining.
Yeah.
Because he knew the only way he comes back, like when you think of your Dark's position, you're like, how do I come back from this? It's build a million drones.
Yeah.
That is the only way.
Okay.
I'm really scared for the first like mobile or battle mech push. Oh, it's not battle mech. Well, this is good for Dark. Dark had a perfect read then. Oh wait, okay, it's kind of weird now.
Well,
kind of battle mech.
It is mech.
Yeah, it's like
you're saying just because he's making all these siege tanks here.
Yeah, usually
he wants to try to play more conservatively.
Exactly. That's so many.
But I mean, he's got so many factories, dude. These tanks are to come out. He is going to make 2 more waves of mech units.
It's like he has 6 macro hatches in his main. You're like, why do you have so many macro hatches?
Yeah. He's like, I like making a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Can he survive this?
Well, the Dark, it's hard. I mean, he's. Question is, does FanTaSy go for it? He just scanned that there's no hive, so maybe
he wants to wait a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. If there's no hive, what are you
wait.
scared of? Like you're not scared of Broodlords. I think he hits a max timing. Also, he has so many factories he wants to attack, right? Like normally you want to keep your mech alive, but when you have like
he can refill this.
Yeah, when you have 9 factories, you can actually just rebuild your mech army. It's so abnormal. Though he did start 2-2, so it'd be a little weird to attack before then. We'll see. I think it would be an amazing decision to just go for max timing if you're a FanTaSy, because you're not going to spend your money anyways.
Okay, well, we're maxed out. I guess now it's a matter of where FanTaSy chooses to attack. We see the army coming out here now. He's trying to look for an opening. Okay, is he just not going to attack?
I'm really surprised.
I actually thought...
It makes a lot of sense.
with the lead he's taken here.
Yeah.
You normally want to set up for a closer. I mean, okay, he's going to do it now.
Yeah, he scans, hive isn't done, and now he goes.
Eyes. I'm like, God, that's a lot of tanks.
Yeah, also Neural is just finishing now.
Yeah.
How many infestors? 5? 7. 7 is not enough.
Well, I mean, I don't think they all have enough energy either, right? I mean.
Yeah, and if they do, they don't have fungals too. So.
Yeah. So he's gonna come up.
Yeah, and he's spreading out his tanks. The
battle
battlecruisers
cruisers are coming in here. He's got the Hellbats.
It's a lot of Ravagers.
Well, he's going to try to use the Ravagers to corrosive bile down the tanks as they're advancing.
Yeah.
Which could work. It could work, but already the first siege mode has been set up.
Oh, he's just kind of fighting, though.
Oh.
Hellbats. Wow, that was a pretty impressive dodge, actually. There was like a rain of corrosive biles. They didn't really drop much on, though.
Now, maybe Dark can outlast this. Siege tanks are now in range of this hatchery.
It's hard, though.
Dark has been known to give up positions if he doesn't like it, but this might be just too much.
Yeah, but what is he trying to get, right? Like, normally it's like, oh, I just need a couple more minutes for my broodlords or whatever.
Yeah, you're waiting for, like, broods to finish, or the infestors have a little bit more energy.
He has nothing here, though, that he's waiting for. He's just kind of
here he goes. He needs to get those tanks. He
dying.
does not.
Yeah, FanTaSy's moving forward, but there's really no contention here. I mean, he could possibly get some Neurals. Those full energy infestors. Okay, here goes tons of infested Terrans. I mean, that's a great play. But even if this is a 50-50 trade, FanTaSy is really happy.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he does clean this up.
That was amazing by Dark.
He does. I mean,
Dark can completely catapult himself ahead now. Look at his minerals and gas.
Yeah, I mean, that's because FanTaSy is rebuilding his mech army, but
yeah,
he's also taking so many bases, too. I'm still scared for momentum. The thing is, Dark is so good, though. Like, give him any inch, like, he's going to, go crazy with it.
I know, he's like Houdini or whatever.
Yeah.
In the straitjacket, you know? You get him in any kind of a inescapable situation, and he's going to be able to get out of it. So,
if this wasn't Dark, I would say FanTaSy wins 100%.
But, I mean, the fact that he held off that mech army with what he had,
right,
which was not the ideal composition, I would imagine that FanTaSy's army remade is basically the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
but less tanks.
He is making a different army, but yeah, to some extent you're right. Like, there is more cyclones being added on. I didn't like FanTaSy or Stark's position with upgrades and stuff, and 3/3's on the way. But I mean, giving him time, and now he has broodlords. I feel like he's in an okay spot. How many bases? It's 94 drones. Never mind.
Wow.
I think he's in an okay spot. 94 drones is a lot. I was a little scared because he lost that middle base too, right?
Right.
But now it doesn't feel as bad as it did.
Well, he can reclaim it pretty easily. He's got enough bases. He can continue to fund an army and more bases.
Yeah.
Okay, Terran's going to come out again. There's still more bases for Terran to expand to, by the way. This angle might be a little bit easier to take the fight. Now, there are broodlords out. Battlecruisers can try to fight the broodlords. Yamato is definitely an option here.
Oh, he might get knurled here.
Oh, wow.
Knurl's one of his own, Knurl. Oh, and then blinks him in. There's nothing really here, though, to stop the BCs from reigning supreme. Corrosive Vials coming down, though.
Okay, siege mode is being set up again here.
He's going to lose this base.
Terran took that moment to try to really come in there and do the damage that he could do. There's not that many Cyclones left, and these tanks are still in siege mode. They could be taken out by Broodlings.
Yeah, there's not enough anti-air here. All
That's
these
important
tanks
to note. I mean, tanks are not good at retreating.
Yeah, these tanks are definitely going to go down. He might get a Broodlord for his Cyclones. He does. And he does get out with most of his tanks, but there's really nothing here. I'm kind of worried for the counter, though.
Again, as the dust settles, it's a maxed out Zerg versus 170 supply Terran, 160 supply Terran, excuse me.
Yeah, the problem is Dark can't really be aggressive because if Broodlords would be, a little bit exposed.
But Dark can reclaim his side of the map again.
Yes,
and Dark still is ahead with minerals. He has a good amount of gas in the bank. It's incomparable to what FanTaSy has, but it's enough that he can really restabilize pretty easily here.
Yeah, it's crazy how good Dark is. Like,
yeah,
he's on the back foot for like 90% of the game. You give him like just a little bit. You're like, all right, this one fight went kind of bad for me. And then it's like, now I've got 94 drones, all of my bases, my creep's going out. I've got broodlords. It's like, what?
It's so crazy.
How do you do this? You know?
It's like he bends space and time to get this stuff up. I mean, remember, he lost 35 drones at the start of this game.
35.
In a situation that really was not okay. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I would not have faulted him whatsoever for just leaving at that point.
Terran is also trying to spread himself out here as well. He's taking the center right and the bottom center. Those are two locations I think Zerg can't attack at the same time. Certainly not with Broodlord tech, which Zerg is relying on.
I'm amazed how
yeah, go ahead.
aggro FanTaSy is after like losing fight after fight after fight to Broodlords. He keeps pushing out like, what is this, 4 Vikings?
Well, there's another concept that can be used here, which is that FanTaSy can keep pushing out and wiping out bases and losing his army if he's continuing to outgrow the Zerg.
Right, which is kind of what he looks like he's doing, right? Like you said, he's taking all these bases. You don't really want to give Dark the opportunity to counterattack here because he's taking so many of these exposed bases. Looks like he's doing a great job, by the way. He keeps clearing up bases and leaving. Might get this one, might not. It's pretty close. Only 2 broodlings go off there. That fungal was interesting. Okay, now we just leave. Another base to deny.
I mean, he can keep poking holes here.
The problem is,
go ahead.
If FanTaSy or Dark gets that army again, how do you kill it? Like the army that killed FanTaSy last game.
That is, I think, the big question of this entire game. Is because it seems like FanTaSy's in control, right? He's outgrowing. He's basically tamed Dark. Dark is stuck in the upper left quadrant of the map, defending, but also powering, right?
Right.
But this means that Terran can spread to these edges that, you know, in any conventional sense, you would say Terran can't grow like that against Zerg.
Right.
If you look at the minimap, it looks like the Terran's a Zerg and the Zerg's a Terran, just off who has what bases.
Yeah. I mean, if this was like Lingbane Hydra, Lingbane Muta, or any of those like really mobile comps, you would be like,
they'd be running
so
around,
hard.
owning them everywhere.
Yeah. But the way Dark is playing is just like a turtle, which is not to his fault at all. So we do see FanTaSy continuing to grow and reposition. He's getting 5 more command centers. I'm just curious how he's going to deal with it. It looks like he wants to go EMP, which is not a bad way, right? Because that was the one thing we were missing from our last army composition, it felt like. It felt like FanTaSy did not have the ability to deal with the infestors, whether it be not enough siege tanks, not enough liberators, or no EMP. So it looks like he's starting to supplement his army with things that can deal with the infestors, which is good.
Okay.
4,000 minerals, 800 gas is a little bit imbalanced. Dark needs to start mining more gas if he wants to actually have...
Yeah, gas is much more important for the Zerg this phase of the game. Since it's really gas units, it's not going to be Zerglings or anything like that that's going to allow him to come back into this.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, you're right. I mean, he'd be remaxing on Lings if he tried to right now.
Right. Cloak is coming here. Terran is making a lot of CCs, man. That's 6 that are about to finish.
I really hope this game goes on because I think given time, FanTaSy can crack Dark, but he needs to like look at the army and like think about it, you know? Like,
I think FanTaSy's predicament is one of how he engages this endgame army because he's not prevented the Broodlord Infestor arms race from occurring, right?
Right.
There's still the final fight that you have to have against a player that has as many Broodlings and Infestors.
Yeah.
So Terran can grow, Terran can thrive, Terran can spread themselves, but if in one killing blow Zerg wipes out the Terran army and begins to advance, that's where problems start to come into play here.
What? Does he think there's minerals
Yeah, he doesn't
in the
even know.
natural
He's on autopilot here.
In the natural expansion at 21 minutes?
Gotta try.
Like, I know you killed 35 drones, but the natural expansion at 21 minutes, the fact that there's any minerals there is amazing. Okay, he's getting the EMP upgrade.
EMP might be the saving grace here.
Yeah, I think the next engagement the true next engagement he has, he just needs to scan and look at that army and just like literally think for like a minute about how he's going to do this, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing about StarCraft 2 fights is they happen so fast that you have to execute every sequence of each spell and ability and position like in perfect order.
Yeah. Because
damage begins to mount very quickly.
He's even being a little bit more aggressive than I'd like right now, considering his army's a little bit everywhere. Losing portions of your army now would be really bad. Some of these bases are really important. Like this top right base gets muled. That would be really, really bad for Dark, because that's one of his bases.
Yeah, there's actually a play here where Terran can try to just suck up the minerals at these bases in the upper right.
Yeah, looks like that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, and just like take what he can. He can like Joker move and burn the money. You know, it doesn't actually matter as long as he just takes what's here, just so that Dark can't have it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Looks like he won't be able to take the space for too long. Both players not really wanting to engage. And so a little bit of a chicken fight here. You know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see like 3 Niduses. Just like Nidus is like crazy.
Nidus madness.
They're so cheap. Like, imagine a Nidus in the main. How do you deal with it when you're going mech? You're going to turn your Thors around?
Yeah, he'd have to get vision of it over there, but...
Yeah, vision would be annoying. You know what you need to do? Neural and SCV, build a command center, and then you can scan Nidus.
That's right.
Yeah, that would be sick. Okay.
Okay, the no man's land has been created here. Now, ghosts are stealthily moving out, looking for an opportunity to EMP these infestors, but the presence of spore crawlers is going to make that quite difficult.
Yeah, broodlords do outrange ghosts. At least with if you play it right, they should.
Okay, is he going to do it? Here we go, here we go. Oh, oh my God. He got the EMPs.
Oh, yeah.
He got to. There's only one with mana.
The only time this is worth is if you just fight right now, though, you know?
Well, is he going to do it, though?
He might. I guess.
Yeah, he's going to do it.
Yeah. Actually, why not, right? There's no energy.
Yeah, of course.
4 infested Terrans. Only 4. Okay,
the infested Terrans are gone before they can start.
The only thing is, is there enough? I don't think there's enough Thors here. 4 Thors versus that many broodlords?
This is the thing about Dark. Or perhaps the thing about late game Z here that we're seeing is like it's hard. Here we go. He's gonna come forward again.
That nuke kills everything, maybe.
Look out!
I almost hit the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, he sees the red dot. Just
almost nuked everybody that was watching.
He's gonna get the thing, whatever that's called.
The Nidus.
That's a dead Nidus. Nope.
Oh,
just
no,
kidding.
Never mind. It's only a nuclear bomb. It would never kill a Nidus.
Yeah. Half HP Nidus.
Yeah. That Nidus is, he may or may not go to the hospital. He might just try,
That seemed pretty close to that nuke too.
Yeah,
well,
I think we're going to start seeing Dark just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze FanTaSy till he has no more presence on the map, till there's nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
Right.
This is nice like we said, guys, you get one win as a Zerg in this fight, and then you get to come here and take out huge sheaths of the map.
The only thing, though, is there is a big bank. FanTaSy can replenish his army a little bit, but it's going to be hard to deal with the broodlords. Might get another EMP off if he's paying attention. Good. I mean, he's not rolling over and dying. He's still playing. He's still expanding, and But I don't know what army beats this army. If you're FanTaSy. Like I said, I think he needs to scan and really think about how he wants to deal with it.
It was funny because it's almost like he got ahead of himself.
Yeah.
He got the EMPs off, but he wasn't actually ready for a fight.
Right.
It was like he was looking for that.
That's what he wanted, yeah.
He got away with it. We weren't even sure if it was going to work. And there was one infestor with energy, but Terran was scrambling from there. They unsieged.
It's not enough anti-air.
Yeah, and he came in there, and then he didn't even have the right unit composition.
Well, this is why I said it. It's nice that he got the EMPs off, but is he really going to attack, Like, it felt like it was a wasted opportunity, and then he attacked. I'm like, wait, what?
And then he might have just lost the game for himself.
That's a dead queen. Yep.
We didn't know that a nuke basically landing on your head is the same amount as one Yamato gun. Okay, another attack's going to come out here.
Wait, how did that ghost not... Wait, how did that ghost stop? Okay.
Ooh.
That was so close.
Guess not enough.
I don't know how that ghost did not die. I saw the broodlings land on it. It actually nuked half the army. It didn't die, but it's all damaged.
We've got 2 very immobile armies coming here. You can actually chase Thors with broodlords, and it's not so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a bit of a mistake. It seems like his army was a little bit slow to retreat here.
Nukes are not being used to try to zone the Zerg away, so Zerg will continue to pursue. Let's see if they keep going here.
We get a couple spines for his troubles.
Maybe a drone.
Yeah.
Yep, 8 drone. And Zerg's going to keep pushing forward here.
Yeah,
huge banks on both sides, so there is the option to remax here as Zerg. You can do it as Terran as well, so this is the beginning of the biggest fight.
The problem is that this fight is too close to home if you're Terran, right? If this goes really in Dark's favor, how do you remax?
We need to see if he can actually get this position set up here. There's plenty of production facilities here, but you're right, there's not that much to prevent Zerg from also giving some attention to the bottom left. We have nuke counterplay going on over here. I don't know if this is really that helpful, though.
It's not. It's like Dark's looking and, it's annoying, but...
Snipes coming in.
Yeah, if he can get all the Overseers, maybe? Nice EMP.
Okay, and immediately these broodlords gobble up those
he's going to get another one.
Ghosts. Nice EMP. Another one comes down.
Just doesn't have enough Thors, though, right? Okay, EMPs go down on all the infestors. Looks like the Thors might be able to get in range, but
somehow
these
ghosts are just not dying. I think there's still 3 alive down there. Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, where is this nuke? Oh, the nuke is in case he runs back into it.
Is there? Oh yeah,
which would be
that would be amazing.
I think
if
he stopped it.
Happened. Yeah.
He killed the ghost. Good idea though.
Yeah, those are tricks. These are plays you should make, especially if you feel like you're behind.
Yeah. You gotta hope for that Hail Mary play.
I don't think this is enough Thors.
Yeah, the thing is, I think that if
Broodlords.
FanTaSy like moves in here, I think then FanTaSy loses his
Yeah.
army. In this kind of tug of war fight that we're seeing here.
I feel like he thinks he needs to too because he has no energy, or the investors don't have energy right now. So he feels like he needs to capitalize on that now, but it might actually lose him the game.
Ugh. These Broodlords are one-shotting Thors. The Thors aren't able to do anything. They can't get underneath the Broodlords easily to fight. Look how many Broodlords. Oh, dude, there's so many.
Wait, does he have the high
Watch
impact?
how many Broodlords are just going to fill up the bottom of the screen right now.
Okay, Broodlords are going down, but not enough of them. 23 Broodlords still remain. All the Thors are going to start going down. I don't see how we can stop this from killing everything. Oh,
yeah.
Actually, is getting a lot of shots on it, but it doesn't matter.
The Vikings are coming, but Infestors could counterplay that. Again, this is so much that the Terran is losing to Broodlings, to Infested Terrans, to Fungals, to spells, essentially, and free units.
Yeah.
Every gas unit that dies for Terran, a little Terran Angel loses its wings.
Also, Dark has enough money now he can actually replenish this entire Broodlord army if he wanted to, basically. I mean,
damn,
this is
Dark
pretty bad.
with a crazy endgame play. He's so good. Now we see that Liberator go down. Options evaporating here.
Yeah, FanTaSy is now
Dark.
out of money.
Yeah, now, again, the supplies really tell the story here. We have epic fight after epic fight after epic fight, but truly the fact that after each fight, Terran economically gets squeezed a little bit tighter.
Right.
The options become a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I just felt like FanTaSy never had the right army comp to deal with Dark.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like, he had the economy to replenish his army, but he just never had the army that he needed to trade efficiently. That's what it was. To be fair, I don't really know what army Dark or FanTaSy should have, but...
I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's very tough to try to grapple with, right?
Right.
I mean, those Broodlords get so much cover. The way that the air units bunch up Fungal is so strong.
Yeah.
Certainly, it seems like, especially in mobile moments, the Ghosts can have their opportunity to do EMP. But even then, it seems like it's hard to capitalize on that,
after
right?
they're EMP'd, yeah.
Yeah, after the EMP comes down. Now, this was a smart move by FanTaSy, noting that the position of the Broodlords, you can always play around Broodlord positioning.
Yeah, maybe
So
that's how you do it. You just need to positionally outplay them a bit more, instead of like taking on head-on fights. But the problem is when you have a huge bank like this, you want to take head-on fights. It's just that every head-on fight you take is so bad for you.
Right, the trading is just not there.
Right.
So another nuke connects here.
Yeah, I think FanTaSy should have played it slower. It makes a bit more sense. Like nuking and attacking in different spots, maybe. Because after each fight, it's just too much has happened that's not in his favor. Like, he's actually gaining ground. It's just that his main army isn't big enough.
Well, the thing is, now that Terran's drawn attention to this side of the map, so the Broodlords follow along with the Infestors. And now we're going to see this side of the map get decimated as Terran is just getting boxed out of any opportunity in this game.
Yeah. Even the Zone Thors are killing him.
Yeah.
He's getting some work done on the other side of the map. Again, this would be great if he had an actual answer for the army. Which he doesn't. I mean, this is a lot of command centers. 4 Ghosts. What do we have? 4 Ghosts, 2 Thors. Yeah. 4 Ghosts and 2 Thors are basically the only thing that shoot up besides 5 Cyclones, and that's not an army that's going to kill 22 Broodlords ever.
Okay, so we should expect GG in a second here.
Yeah.
There is no way for Terran to recover. Terran tried everything, but ultimately Dark survived on in a Terran-only group.
Yeah.
The Broodlords will chew their way through everything, eventually getting on top of production. Not that production matters that much, because Terran can't really make that much to combat this right now.
20 Hellions, maybe.
Yeah. Too many minerals, not enough gas. At the end of the day, too many Broodlords. I mean, the waves of expendable units.
It's amazing FanTaSy is still playing this game, but I guess who else
if you look
would
at
be?
FanTaSy's games, yeah, he tends to play them out to the bitter end.
Oh my
I think he can
God.
still nuke this and win the game.
Yeah.
You might as well move the Infestors right in the middle.
I think
everybody else is going to act excited. I'm not.
For a second, I thought Dark was like, you know what, FanTaSy, I'll give you this one.
Yeah, here you go, buddy.
Yeah, here you go, buddy.
I'm going to make another unit comp and try to fight you.
He just remaxes on like 1,000,000 Zerglings and loses the game or something. Actually, he might have lost the game if that happened.
Yeah, I think this counter push
How
would have been
incredible
really good.
would that be if that nuke just killed everything and we're like, wow.
Oh, that'd be the greatest game ever.
Yeah. We made fun of him for waiting.
We would have had to turn to all the Terran players and say, that's how you beat late game Zerg, guys.
Andy would have had to go walk on the couch or go sit in the couch again because he wouldn't be ready.
Yeah. Andy was ready for the translations. He came up here, he was ready to go, but then FanTaSy would have came back. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
These Hellions getting exterminated.
70 supply. We've got, what is that, 5 Vikings and 2 Thors versus 22 Broodlords, 22 Corruptors, 3 Ultras, 9 Infestors. I think this is a close fight. Oh, you don't think so, Tasteless? I'm a Kodas Zerg player. Come on. You can't argue with me. No, I'm just kidding. He's definitely dead.
This is just crazy how much damage is coming through here. But FanTaSy, he is a survivor. He is going to, well, not a survivor. He's the guy who's going to die last, I guess, is the better way to put it.
Yeah.
Dark is our survivor tonight.
Dark is our survivor.
Damn, man, a 35-minute game.
That's good. Well, I mean, it might just go on for another 20, 30 minutes.
Might as well.
Where are these command centers going?
They're going to go to other bases. They're going to greener pastures, no regret.
Yeah. We got to mine some minerals to make some more
raggards.
Hellions so that we can deal with this massive Broodlord army. I don't know. I guess he's actually holding out for one more nuke. Right? Like, that's the only possible thing.
Well, FanTaSy's always said that he'll stay in games as long as he can in case his opponent makes a mistake, which is a little bit more applicable to some Brood War games. Because people tend to screw up more in late game there.
Well, I mean, yeah, but 55.
But I mean, yeah, no, this is just...
Look at that army.
Now, again, guys, the loser's not eliminated. In this case, the loser's FanTaSy. I'm going to be bold and call that one right now. Yeah.
You're going to have to take back your caster card if you lose this prediction here.
Now, FanTaSy will then go to the loser's match.
And then play TBT.
Right, and then play a TBT, which you did pretty well in before.
You know what I'm ready for? I'm ready for Keen special mech, right? Then hear me out.
Yeah.
Then we got whoever wins that versus FanTaSy mech. And we're going to have the longest GSL group in history. That's what I think.
I'm down for it.
We've had 2-1s every single one except for this one.
We're almost to 10:30 here, the 3-hour marker.
Yeah, and we're not even. We're basically halfway there, right?
Yes, we're about halfway there. Although I think ZVTs are becoming longer than TVTs.
They can become. Well, the thing is, TVTs can be really long.
Yeah, TVTs in theory, if you have two guys that are just playing well, it'll organically go into a long game.
Like when you look at the longest games you can think of, a lot of them are actually TVTs or TVZ. TVZ too. Like, it's completely fair, I think.
Well, TVZ gets into this kind of situation.
Like, if we play a double mech TVT.
What about the Vikings? We'll just hide over it. Oh, no!
The Corruptors are like, wow, that's cute.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Are we going to drop them, do you think? Oh. Is that the last command, sir? Do you think Dark at some point is just like, why isn't he leaving?
That's what I'm doing right now. I mean, I'm all for players playing it out, but I'm looking at this, I'm like...
What are we playing
Okay, what are we doing here?
I think he actually just really wants a nuke to go off.
That would be sick if a nuke went off and hit everything.
We'd have to apologize publicly, I think.
Yeah, like in front of a bunch of microphones.
Yeah. Like we'd have a press conference
there,
at GSL.
We get a press conference over here. I just want to apologize to everybody I hurt with what I said.
I love those apologies. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Like, I have hurt people, and I've learned, and I've grown from this.
Yeah, this will never happen again. This is one time.
And in this
mistake.
cancel culture, I hope I'm not. I was young. It was a tweet I made 15 years ago. I was working on my comedy writing.
Yeah.
And now everybody's out to get me. The millennials are going to take my job away. Okay.
Yeah, this is it.
Off with his head. GG.
Dark 2-0 it gets out of his group.
2-0s it. Yep. Nice.
The group of Terrans.
Take that, Terran race. Dark, our GSL champion, moves on.
I thought he was a survivor or what?
He survives. because he might die later on. He's surviving into the round of 8. And look, FanTaSy, he's not eliminated yet.
Not yet.
That's got to be an exhausting series he played there. But now it's all down to TVT. He's already shown he's got great TVT already.
I like to think if he's thinking like, well, maybe if I move my command center